Hi everyone. I wanted to do this video today, and being asked to, and God found a way to get me to talk about something I don't want to talk about. He's like that. He's like, hey, you like talking about this, and you're okay with that. Well, you don't want to talk about this, but you might want to throw it in here. God found a way to get me to talk about something I don't want to talk about. We're gonna do it. If you can hear the pitch tone in the background, that is the lowest of the solfeggio frequencies, 174 hertz. I don't know if you can hear it. But tips for going from 3D to 5D. Now, when it comes to these tips, these are all like, yeah, we all know. But I have yet to find anyone out there posting. So if you can find it where it's already been posted, let me know. Because, you don't really want to be the first. So, when it's moving into a 3D to 5D, that's not just for us. The Earth itself is transitioning into a higher vibrational frequency. We need to raise the consciousness of mankind, humanity as a whole. Being that we are crystalline in structure, especially in our pineal gland. And it's my face. And I'm holding the phone, so it moved. We need to help ourselves as well as others and all of humanity. Because you don't want to just help yourself and be like, that's all I give. Do it for others as well. Past, present, future. So, things that you can work on for yourselves are eliminating all of your animal products. You don't want to consume animal products. In the ascension, the evolution of ascension to the higher consciousness level, we are becoming lighter. So you remove toxic things, substances, and people, situations, and all that from your life. That would include soda, alcohol. I've been a smoker since I was a little kid. I've smoked cigars over half my life. I'm working on it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm working on it. I'm not going to sit here and preach and say, like I've been there, done that, and it's all over, and then turn around and shut the camera off and go smoke a cigar. I'm going to tell you the truth. Animal products are too heavy. Plus, you don't want to take on that karma. Because you do. Energy transfer is real. Now, that's not just for sexual acts with, being in the sacred moment of sex. Being someone that studied Tantra, over 20 years, like I began learning these little things, and along the way I began piecing together all these other little things, and these are some tips. So, eliminating animal products from your diet and eliminating all the artificial toxic substances, artificial dyes, colors, flavorings, you know what I mean? Like, you've got to take that out. It's not going to do any justice for your soul. Something else that we can do is shadow work for ourselves, eliminating our own baggage. Now that works on the level of past, present, and future. Not just for yourself, but for all others. Since I was a child, firmly believe, and it's unfolding, big time with me in the last year of St. Nicola. Now, when I've killed myself in '89, and I've got a couple of videos, one of them was flagged and deleted, and I'm sure that had some pretty good content. When I was dead, I also felt wood on my back and between my shoulders. No joke, no lie, no exaggeration. I'm not bullshitting anyone. I'm not making shit up. I'm not telling you that I was Jesus Christ. I know that, yes, I have been multiple holy people, Saint Nicholas being one. And there was one that was even holier long before him. And we're talking a little more than 200 years before him. Releasing a past, present, and future, all the negativity, you can apologize. There's duality in all things. Forgiveness and forgetting and apology. 3 things. 3 is a real big number. All throughout mankind's history. So, when it comes to the past, we'll give you examples. Something like Hitler, because I've mentioned him a lot, because he's a big name that people would remember in today's time of being just a not good person. Yeah. Okay? That was a handful of people killing masses of people. So you would forgive as a victim. Forgive them who did that to you. Or them. Okay? Because it was in the past and not my own physical body. You would also apologize as though you were the one who committed the act or did the sentencing, whether you committed the crime or not, because it's all tied together. Another example I've been very vocal about over the years, pretty much my whole life, is the coming about of Christianity, the Salem witch trials. By the time it got to America, it was pretty much all done and over. We got the tail end of it over here. Thousands of people were killed in a horrific way, various ways, in front of their families and their children, to be made example of, to use a scare tactic, much like the Bible uses the thought of heaven and hell as a scare tactic to get you to do and be a better person. Now, I'm not really so much against that last part. You know what I mean? I get it. Okay. If it's going to help you become a better person and a better soul and a better being, you know, okay, run it up. But when it comes to the killing because you didn't convert, that's where I've always had a problem. So you would apologize to those victims as though you yourself were the one that either A, sentenced, or B, were the ones that did the actual killing. And you would forgive as though you were the victim. I've always had a little problem with the little girl that's most noted, and there was a bunch of them. You don't want to do what you're told, you don't want to go to bed at night, you want to stay up later, you want to have a treat, whatever, you just cry out, affliction, affliction, flail yourself around, and people died for it. So you apologize as though you were wrong, you didn't mean to do that. Duality. Both sides, you know what I mean, as the victim and as the one that did the actual crime. Or that sentenced the crime. Now the one that I don't want to talk about, God found a way to get me to slip it in here, you're going to talk about it, is crucifixion. Now, crucifixion didn't just happen to 3 people. It happened to over 1,000. While either God, because God's stepping back at this point, while other spirits are like, I'm told that that was more than 1,000, that you can put an S on the end of 1,000. Either way, I know in a past life I was one of those that was. And I learned that in 1989. That's one of the big things I've had a problem with. Because I don't know who exactly or what. I knew that I was a holy being multiple times. And in the last, year, a little more, it's unfolding that I was San Nicola, as well as someone even holier about 200 years before. I'm not saying it was Jesus, but I know for a fact in my death, I felt the cross. That bothers me, big time. What we need to do to help with our own elevation of consciousness to take us from 3D to 5D is we also need to be apologizing for these situations that happen throughout humans' history. Millions of years, people have been getting killed. Now, whether you know of your own reincarnations or not, if you become one, like I do, where you're sitting there watching the news, as I have my whole life, thanks to my Aunt Kathy and my Uncle Hove, they got me into watching the news when I was a kid, and it's an addiction thing. You gotta know what's going on in the world. And if you don't, you're living with your dick in the dirt, you know? I love you, Kathy. And that's the way we would put it. So, you would apologize. Because now, in the case of crucifixion, that was villages to kill a couple. So you would apologize in the past for being one. What if it was you in your own past life and you don't know it yet? That you were involved in the crucifixions or killings or whatever the case. And then you forgive as though you were one of the victims. What that does, you may not know it, but you're not only helping new victims, like you see on the news, somebody just got hit or stabbed, shot, whatever, right? And you're like, oh, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. It helps their soul. It could also help yours. Because whether you know it or not, you could be releasing all of that from a past life that you have taken on that you don't know. Because you don't come to this planet as a human being, grow up to be an adult, knowing all the things that you knew from your past lives, because it just wouldn't be a test. Why, I don't know, but it's like that. But by doing this, apologizing for the news or the past or something, you could be releasing something within yourself as a past life. On either side, you did it or it was done to you, the duality side. And that could very well be what releases is to make you lighter while you're doing all these other things. Spending time with crystals, eating better, no animal products, bathing in herbs and oils and crystals, all these little things that you can do. It's still not enough if you don't know of your past lives. And just by taking the moment when you see something on the news or what, and apologize. Or apologize to those victims in the past, like the witch trials and when Christianity was coming about. Christianity I've always had a big problem with. You say you're killing in the name of God. That's not cool with me. But you could be releasing that from your past. And that could be the only thing you didn't think about, could be the only thing that was holding you down, bogging you down, weighing your soul down. because we need to release and lighten our souls to elevate from the 3 to the 5. These things are true. Now, when it comes to everything that you see, hear, read, whatever, on the raising and elevation of consciousness, humanity as a whole is transitioning, even our planet is changing its frequencies. The frequencies has been at 7.83 hertz. Well, that's elevating, because even our planet, which is a living, breathing, conscious being, is elevating. And we, the people, are weighing it down. That's our own shit. But you can help the planet, you can help the people, you can help the past, you can help the present, and you can help the future. Just by being mindful of what you do, say, think, hear, all of that, and what you consume. Not just internally as food and beverage, but watching something on TV, listening to music. I mean, I grew up a huge Morbid Angel fan. You know, Obituary lives on the lot that I lived on when I lived in Florida. It was a Carney lot in Gibsonton. Big time metalhead my whole life. But I don't really want to go out and listen to music, you know, it's all about evil and all this shit. Because that's not where I want to be. We all need to help not only ourselves and soul to elevate, to raise to the highest consciousness so that it makes it easier and we can transition. Or it's going to be hard, we're going to be stuck. We can help other souls, including the souls of the past, not just the present, and we can also help those in the future. So, I hope you have a wonderful day today. Namaste to all, and to all, a good night. Ho, 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 beautiful people.